I listened to another group of friends and Kenyans, brothers and sisters, who say Ruto must go. And for sure, just like those who were there before me, my time will come and I will go. Just like those who were there before me did. But respectfully, sirs, madams, let me ask you. So, what are your reasons for this Ruto must go?
Mr. President, spare Kenyans their precious time from stupid and silly hypothetical questions. Asking how you should go is so low for a man like you. Acting like you don't know why Kenyans want you out of the office, it is very, very shocking. Simply because you really know why Kenyans want you out. And before I state the reasons and help some friends, you call them sirs and madams, I just want to tell you the people or the sycophants who are saying two-term. The reason as to why they are saying that, it's because, one, they are gaining something from the government which they don't want to lose. Number two, maybe you have a leverage over them so that they have no other choice but to say two-term. And many other cases where some people just have to go with the flow of two-term. But the reason why many Kenyans, most percentage of Kenyans, angry youths, old ladies and gentlemen in the village want you out is because of the things that are happening in our country. Acting like you don't know what is happening, I will just remind you with humility and patience. Number one, there have been rampant abductions under your watch, sir. And these abductions end up in killings. And it's not something I'm just making out of thin air. It is something in the galleries. It is something that everyone knows. Abductions are happening in broad daylight, where people are abducted by state machineries, by state operatives, and they are taken to unknown or undisclosed locations where they endure torture. They endure so very bad things and evil things that are done to them. So, Mr. President, acting like you don't know abductions are happening, it is quite hysterical, because even when you turn on your news, each and every day, there is a case where people are burying their own children, as if life is meaningless in Kenya. When we say burying our children, it is not fair, because it is a duty of a child, unless otherwise, due to natural occurrences, a son should bury the father. But in our Kenya today, it is vice versa. Parents are burying their own children. And when you say that killings are not happening, we saw a case of a policeman shooting in close range a hawker, a mask seller, someone who was unarmed and harmless. So spare us and don't mess with our intelligence. Number two, there have been cases of high corruption in your government. And when we talk about that, we can say about Adani and many other scandals that are happening right now, or have happened, or are about to happen. So, when we talk about corruption, corruption is a killer. And when we say about killings, according to the law and the justice of Kenya, it is only that we have not reached there, but soon, or rather later, one day, one time, it will catch up with this regime. Because if corruption kills, then that is tantamount to a person committing murder. So, Mr. President, if in one way or another we say corruption is punishable by death, I really don't know how many of you will survive, let alone go to ICC. Number three, the economy in paper, it is looking wow, it is blossoming. Inflation is low. Yet, in the Kenyan pockets where you swore and you promised you pledged that pesa itakuwa kwa mfuko, meaning money will be in Kenyans' pockets. It is not the same case which we are experiencing in the ground. The ground is totally different. That is why we can see sycophants, people who believe in you like you are a god, going around the country lying to people. You have already infected them with the spirit of lying. They really know that nothing is working, but they are there talking about, comparing government to intimacy acts, lying to people with pennies. I can imagine you as a president going around buying people, buying crowds. We know there are crowds for sale, and there are goons who are ready to be hired. So don't mess with Kenyans' intelligence. Another thing, the health system is failing, and we don't need binoculars to see that. Even a blind person can tell you for sure. He can see that SHA is not working. And the reason why I say this is because one of your, friends, or can we call them, he's one of the political class, Mr. Macarena, Mike, from the Meru community, or maybe the Embu, because, we are all Kenyans. He is a Kenyan. He came out and said that he went to the hospital maybe at midnight and the system failed him terribly. It took the help or an aid from a former boss from the DCI called George Kinoti to assist a friend so that he can clear his bills. And you know the reason why? It is because SHA did not deliver at the time when he needed it the most. If that is a influential man, flamboyant man, someone who has money, and SHA failed him, what about the normal Kenyan? I'm just asking myself. Apart from that, there is education. Education is a problem to Kenyans. When we talk about help not working, just know so many brilliant minds are locked up. They are locked out of the system. They can't afford. Education has been more expensive in the recent years than it was before. And when you see the Gen Z revolting, you use excessive force. You put fictitious charges upon their heads. They go to court and they are charged with terrorism, which of course they were just protesting. They were asking for their rights. If the education is failing, then they have to look for some source of income so that they can pay their fees. When they go out, there are no jobs, no employment. So, tell me, what is the reason why they will say two-term? Coming to another case, number 5 or maybe 6, 7, I don't know. Employment. So many youths are out. They don't have a job. They have families who look upon them. Yet, they have no apparent source of income. Yet we can see politicians or some men and women flaunting money in front of poor masses as if they want to be worshipped. You know, what this government is doing, what this regime is doing, actually isn't favoring them whatsoever. So you have to think about your strategies. You say you have 2 years left. For sure, I like when you said when your time will come, you will go. But don't think it will be the easy way. Don't think that you will rule forever. And in fact, when the masses say it is one term, believe me, because I'm just telling you, it will be a one term. You will be ashamed. They will disgrace you. Because once these people, according to what you are doing, according to your actions, imagine they are so fed up with you. They can't tolerate you anymore. They can't even listen to you. In fact, I can tell you for sure, there are some people in this country, when they turn on the news and they see it's you, they just switch the TV off. So you need to know, that you are one of the most hated person in this country, if not the most hated. And when love is no more, then you will turn and look for people who will hold you down, and you will find no one. Kenyans have decided. Kenyans are so tired. Kenyans are fed up with you. And one thing, like, I need just to advise you, even though I heard that you advise your advisors, you need to calm down. Just work for Kenyans. And I don't think that there is anything that can redeem yourself. What I've mentioned before, it is just some of the things that make Kenyans want you out of the office. Or in other terms, they say that you are a one-term president. If I go on, the list will go as far as more than 20 years, even 100 years. Because number one, you lied to the people, which of course they know, but putting over 200 pledges or promises, not even to deliver one, and these sycophants say that, housing project is blossoming. Don't carry Kenyans as babies. It is me, your one and only anonymous whistleblower. And Mr. President, I will always tell you the truth, even though it hurts. And Kenyans, I know there are so many things that I've left out. Please fill me in the comment section. Please like, share, so that so many people might know or may know what is happening in our country. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Till next one, cheers.
I listened to another group of friends and Kenyans, brothers and sisters, who say Ruto must go. And for sure, just like those who were there before me, my time will come and I will go. Just like those who were there before me did. But respectfully, sirs, madams, let me ask you. So, what are your reasons for this Ruto must go? I'm sure it's not because of the spelling of his name. Maybe because you don't agree with the ideas, the policies, and the plan he has for our nation, which is okay. But please, would you kindly favor us with your counter plan, with your alternative plan? Because the more I listen, the more it is sloganeering. It's not about a plan, not about an alternative plan. And, hey, we cannot replace a plan you don't like with nothing. And I hear my brothers and sisters say, let Ruto go, then we will figure out. And we will tell you what is the alternative plan later. We cannot tell you now. To me, that sounds like the wash conmanship. Because if you seriously have a plan that does better on the economy than I have, that does better on health than I have, that does better on creating jobs than I have, that does better on education than I have, you should be bold enough to tell us. One term, Kasongo, Ruto must go, is not enough. And we are going to have a candid conversation. Nobody is going to corner us. Sorry, guys. You have to come up with a better plan.
Stand by in 3, 2, 1, go.